Been so long, I don't even remember how to unmute. Well, look who's back from the dead, y'all. Look who the frick has been resurrected to bring back. We were so close. We were on the cusp of episode 100 of Dork Discourse here, and we decided to stop right in time to approach that. Holy shnikes, episode 99. And we are a month out of shape, a month out of the game. It's been so long now that YouTube has enrolled this new system here where some of y'all have crowns. Royalty up in here. Okay, rankings. Yes. Shout out, shout out.
Shout out to the brand new YouTube inaugural leader members.
Yes, that is very interesting, but just no upfront disclaimer. You mean all equally in our hearts. But shout out, acknowledgement to Sean, looking like you got the #1 slot. Charlie in #3, I think I saw, was it Emery's in #2? I could be wrong. Yes.
Oh, okay, so that,
okay, rankings. This is really interesting, and I know it's definitely something from YouTube to incentivize your XP. So much has changed. So much is new. Anyway.
Yes.
Like I said, shout out to our rankers, as Tom would pronounce. Rancor.
To the rankers.
Shout out rankers.
Well done, rankers.
But
we need ranker art so you can make ranker.
Yeah, I know.
Member emojis.
Can the rankers have?
For the rankers.
Anyways, holy freaking shnikes! What the frick is up, guys? It has been way too freaking long. Holy shiz. Sorry, I almost dropped the real word there. We're not even 3 minutes into the stream. Whoops. Hey, hello, what the frick is up? Our rankers, exactly, Daddy Josh. That pronunciation, the way you say that has always bothered me so much, but I hear different pronunciations for that. I say rancor. That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah.
I don't actually know.
But it's pronounced ranker.
No, it's maybe the southern version. Luke fought that ranker, y'all. Yeah. Anyways, oh my shnikes, it has been a long hot minute. Thank you all for being here. The usuals, the OGs, our fam, you guys are showing up, showing out. Squad, thanks for not dropping off the face of the channel like we did for the past month. So much has transpired, as you guys might know. That was the purpose of today, because thankfully all of this crazy real life shiz has gone down during a lull, when there hasn't been. Could y'all imagine? That's how Luthen would pronounce it. True, Fartigas. True. I pronounce Rancor just like you, Cat. Okay, thank gosh, Dallas. And Josh, member for 46 months. Holy shnikes, master level. Thank you, Josh. Welcome back. Cat and Tom, missed you. Wish you the best of luck on your next adventure. And again, sorry for your loss. I'm here if you need it, my friend. Thank you so much, Josh. Thank you all. Just to, holy frick, get that out of the way. I posted that video today, just as a little precursor to, obviously, we're going to unpack a little bit more, but our return, long awaited, and the reason for our hiatus, and the crazy life changes that we are about to drop on y'all, seemingly out of the blue. And it's out of the blue for us too. And it means, obviously, changes for the channel, changes for the setup, changes for how things are going to go. I have not seen Superman. I have not seen Fantastic Four. I haven't seen 28 Years Later. I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon. I am behind.
But you have seen the greatest movie of the century that just came out.
You really believe
Happy
that?
Gilmore 2.
You genuinely believe that?
That's the greatest movie of the century?
It was the worst thing I have genuinely ever seen in my life. I wish it had never been made. It was not good. It was so bad. I'm so sorry. Happy Gilmore fans, if you genuinely liked that long-awaited sequel, I wasn't even awaiting a sequel, and I wish it hadn't happened.
Listen, I was laughing the whole time.
And I was.
Do I think it's better than the first one? No. But I was laughing the whole time. I had a great time. Was I expecting Christopher Nolan level drama? No, it's Happy Gilmore. But I was laughing the whole time. So I enjoyed it.
Danny, thank you so much. Headphone wearers, apologies. Beware. Oh my gosh, that's so generous of you. Welcome back. Losing people is always hard, and I'm wishing peace and love to both of you. I'm also moving soon. Okay, let's go. Twins. So I guess 2025 is the year of endings and beginnings. Exactly. Love to you, Danny. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And that is so true. And that is honestly feeling like a very fitting theme for just the way this year has gone in my life, both of our lives, turning a page. And frankly, again, just thank you all so much for the outpouring of support on that video. And I hope you guys know by now that I'm not sharing all this info to try to garner any sympathy or any $50 super chats, as generous as that is. However, just to keep you guys informed on what this year has been. But if you've been tuning into the paint streams, you know we've been in the trenches. I've shared a little bit more because it's been the motivation and inspiration for a lot of the artwork that we were working on during those streams. So, but the reason my original announcement video that I dropped today, the life update, really wasn't too detailed of an update. I kind of was being very vague. I didn't even reveal where we were relocating because a lot of it centers around Tom as well. It's obviously a decision for both of us, but it was very spontaneous and out of the blue. Kind of just add it to the list of all the other crazy things that have happened this year. Do you want to keep bumping your chair? So I figured I would let you share what you want to. That's why I didn't want to divulge much, because I feel like it's for Tom's news to share as well, to the extent that you feel comfortable. So
well, I'm not comfortable.
Well, that's why I didn't even share.
Let's talk about Danny. Danny, what did you say? I didn't even read it yet. What did you say?
We just read it.
Oh, thank you, Danny. That's
and good luck to you, Danny.
Yes,
in the
good luck with
process.
your move as well. Good luck with your move
wherever it may be too. You don't feel like you have to share.
You are a true legend, Danny. You are a legend, and I wish you all the best in your move. So for our
real quick, Sean, thank you so much.
Sean.
Thank you so much, Sean, who has been a member for 21 months and is also our #1 top fan, our top ranker. 21 months strong and
ranker.
More on the way. Much love to you too. Hope you have been missed bunches. It's so good to be back with you all, with this community. I love being a part of it. Wishing you all the best. Same to you, Sean. Seriously, truly. And Charlie, member for 46 months. Holy shnikes, also one of our top rankers. Much love to you both. Charlie, we feel the exact same way. And I hope you had an amazing time at I know you were sending me some inside scoop on what you've been up to. I hope you had a great time at the recent cons that you have been at.
Nice.
I'll actually share a really funny, if we share where we are going to be moving, I'll share a funny story that relates to what Charlie has been up to, meeting interesting, relevant parties. This, I swear it's going to make sense if we share where we're moving. So, would you like to share?
Yes.
Would you want to share?
Yes, that's fine. So, I have not seen your life update video, so I have no clue what you said or what your life updates are. I don't know. Just kidding. I know what they are, but I don't know what to share. But we are leaving LA. We've been in LA here for almost literally 5 years exactly.
It will be.
It is 5 years that has gone by insanely quickly, like that. And it's because it's been fun and we've had a good time. And in that 5 years, I mean, the growth here and all the fun we've had in YouTube and everything you've done, and on McBots as well, the gaming, and the gaming strike is over now, by the way. So that's something that's happened since we last talked. The gaming strike is done. They've reached a settlement. So that is over, which is great news. And growing the art and just building the connection with all of you in this room in our apartment here has been great, and it's been awesome. And we've loved every second of it. And just because we're moving, that is not going to end. In fact, moving gives the opportunity for extra growth in other areas, which we will probably get into. But we're leaving LA, and mainly because I have a new job lined up now, so I'm switching jobs. And that job is taking us to Washington, D.C. So we are going to the capital of the USA, Washington, D.C., which before L.A. is actually where I lived. My first job out of school was in the D.C. area. And so I was there for a year while Catherine was finishing up school. And then after that, we came out here to LA and have been here for the last 5 years, which, like I said, is crazy that it's gone by that quickly.
It is. Somebody said, Ty Saban said it perfectly. 2020 to 2025 feels like 1 year. And I always say this all the time, y'all. Because of the events of 2020 to essentially really like 2022, we had our own blip. Our own Avengers Endgame blip.
Yeah.
East Coast, exactly, Major Party guys. We're going back.
We're back to the east side.
Big win for all the East Coasters. How many of y'all guessed it? Because I didn't share that in the life update. I just mentioned East Coast. So how many of you guys guessed it? Congratulations on becoming the president of the United States.
Yes. I wasn't going to announce it, but I am officially becoming the president of the United States. So Trump said he's resigning. He named me as his successor. So
President McBot,
yes,
give it up. Give it up, everybody.
Cat's out of the bag, retro. You read right through the lines. Yes, we are moving to the White House. So we will have a nice grand studio.
Our studio's getting bigger, y'all.
In the White House. And we'll give you all tours. You all can come to the White House and visit the studio. And it'll be great. So, that would be crazy. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
Should I run for office? Maybe I'll run for office.
Who knows, y'all? We're really training quite the culture. It isn't. Danny, you're killing me. Oh my God. Thank you. I know, right? We already have the merch. We have everything lined up. We have a logo. We have sweatshirts, hats, hoodies. Some of y'all have repped them. Shout out Daddy Josh, who literally made McBots go global in Japan.
True. Yep. We're already global. Listen, we have a foreign presence, so we've got foreign policy. We've got a solid full foreign policy on our ticket here. So,
oh God. Yes. Yeah, that's why we dipped off the channel for a month, y'all. We've been making moves, power moves that are taking us to the White House. But nearby it, at least.
Yes,
in proximity.
We'll be in the greater DC area.
So yes, East Coasters, get ready. We're coming back. We're joining y'all. Tom passes a law nationalizing Lucasfilm. Tom passes a law that makes him assume the succession of Lucasfilm. I guess that probably wouldn't be legal. But you never know. The things going on in this country currently, maybe anything's possible. As president,
that's a good idea. It should just switch to a Fortnite competition. I'm not the best Fortnite player, but I do have 100% confidence that I would beat any person who would be vying for presidential office. Whether it's our current president, any former president, any future president, I am 100% confident that I would beat him in Fortnite and take the office over them.
To bring
100%.
To bring this back, while Charlie has reminded me, yes, refresh my memory, it's GalaxyCon, where you've been also repping your McBoss water bottle. It's a really good quality water bottle, by the way. Not to plug shamelessly or anything,
yes.
But yes, Charlie shared with me, I hope you don't mind me sharing, Charlie, that you got to meet the actress, I should know her name off the top of my head, who played Reagan, the child actress, now adult, who played Reagan in The Exorcist. And during all of this time, I swear this relates, I was Googling like lists of TV shows or movies that take place in DC, because admittedly, yes, it's going to be really difficult moving from really like the Hollywood capital of the world. Lucasfilm is out here, you know, Manhattan Beach, they film a lot of Star Wars stuff out here, like the Star Wars bar in Hollywood, Scum and Villainy, if y'all have ever been. There is definitely a culture here, so I was looking to hype myself up because DC has its own culture. And like Tom said, he has lived there before. I visited him there before and fell in love with it, so I don't consider it a downgrade by any means. In many ways, I feel like it can be an upgrade because of the cultural, historical prevalence there that I feel like is the polar opposite of LA. All of this is to say, during my process of trying to get myself hyped up, Linda Blair, yes, I was Googling like films and videos that take place in Washington, D.C. And The Exorcist came up as one of them because I was like, I gotta start watching media that takes place there to start getting excited and fantasizing. And I was like, well, I guess I have to rewatch The Exorcist. It's either that or National Treasure.
Every single doomsday movie about the United States takes place
in
DC. How many presidents have we seen in film? Yeah. Bird Church might have had the greatest comment in YouTube history. If you don't beat Trump at Fortnite, I disown you. Harsh but fair. Bird Church, if I didn't beat Trump at Fortnite, I would never touch a video game again. Ever.
There's no coming
back. If I 1v1 Trump in Fortnite and he cranks disgusting 90s and one pumps me in the mitt and I'm dead, I'm never touching a video game controller ever. However,
throw in the towel.
1v1 him on the golf course though, and he's got a lot of people there because our current commander-in-chief, he knows his way around a golf course, so that would be more of a competition. But if he beat me in Fortnite, I would never touch video games again for the rest of my life. Never again.
Chopper's gunning for their role as the contender 1v1.
Chopper wants
Fortnite.
Wants the VP slot.
Chopper, I'll hit you up for your gamer tag. I'm actually dead serious. I will. And thank you for the super chat, my friend. Kat, they do film a lot of Star Wars in the UK, just giving you guys more reasons to move here. And I saw your comment, Retro, about I filmed that blood pudding video and suddenly the next video I post is announcing that I'm moving closer to the UK. It's all a means to an end, y'all. All roads lead back to me getting to the UK. I had to just get over to the other side of this continent first, this country. And then we're going to cross the pond. We're going to cross the Atlantic. Stages. In the next 5-year blip, I'll be over there. I will be opening my vegetarian black pudding restaurant to terrorize you guys. So get ready. I did not indeed poison myself. That's what I was talking about in my return video. I was like, the last video I posted on this channel was the most random thing I've ever done, and it was my failed black pudding experiment. So, y'all probably thought I poisoned myself. It's like, oh god, poor cat. She tried to do something fun and look where it got her. Anyways, yes, that is the biggest. This has been a very spontaneous decision. We weren't necessarily baby steps, exactly, Steve. Fortnite is ranked.
The true social post. There it is.
Yeah.
I see it coming. Listen, that means that he's kicked out of the office and we're taking over. So that's what that means.
Obviously, it goes without saying we are not going to be residing at the White House.
Yes, I'm not.
But
going to be the president.
Wherever we will be residing, we will hopefully. It still remains to be seen, and I might not jinx anything or put it into the ether because it really remains to be seen. We're kind of in a little bit of a limbo state right now, but we will tentatively, obviously, there's going to be a new space, but the perk of this shall be, we will have, fingers crossed, pending things go well, a dedicated just YouTube filming space now, just Nerd Room, just the Cat Cave, the Bat Cave, but the Bat Cat Cave of what you see here, all condensed into its own space. We might even upgrade because I have so many things that y'all have so generously given us, Funko Pops, things that I can't even display back there. So we might renovate and, well, we're going to have to renovate. We're moving to an entirely different, are we moving to the Death Star? I hope not, Julian. I hope not. Maybe we'll deck out our new spot to look like the Death Star. There are endless possibilities now, pending, if things go well. Say a prayer for us, y'all. And, as I was just disappointed that Tom's not pregnant, Lord and Savior.
We didn't say that. We didn't even get to the rest of the news. So
that is the only news.
Yeah, that I'm pregnant.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. The Cat Cave has a nice ring to it. Maybe I'll get a sign that says
neon. That would be cool.
That would actually be sick.
That would be cool.
I'm hoping that you guys do a New York Comic-Con. That's true, Sal. Yep. In the future, and then hopefully a meet and greet. That would be very fun. Yes, because we obviously were unable to attend San Diego Comic-Con, but yes, history was being made there. I heard people were allegedly camping out on Wednesday evening to get into the George Lucas panel, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You're glowing, Tom. Congrats.
Thanks, Chop.
And so,
you're the goat, Chop.
But yes, this room, everything's obviously going to be packed up, moved around, shifted around. However, The hope would also be that we can have a separate studio room for art activities, because right now y'all have seen all the majority of the 3 corners of this small room that we are currently in, because that's my art desk over there. So that's where we've been doing our paint streams. Dragon Con. Oh, okay, Major Party ass. Pulling a little plug. How soon is that? Soon enough, or a little bit far away enough that perhaps after we touch down on the East Coast, we could attend? Maybe. Yep. Yes, Chop. Yes, I told you people came out for days for Hall H. I did not think I underestimated. I thought Star Wars Celebration was crazy, and then I heard that people were camp.
Well, because Celebration doesn't let you camp.
You're not allowed to. Yes, yeah. You can. All you have is the ability to wake up at the crack of dawn and go camp in the morning lines. But that. Please tell me. Oh my gosh, yes, Chop too. I literally sat in that chair today and I almost wiped out and broke my neck. I'm definitely gonna get a new office. That's the first thing that's gonna go in the trash. Con of moving, I have to pack all this up. Perk of moving, I get to throw away things. We get to declutter.
Well, and the perk is that in the studio space, there's now the opportunity for the true unleashing of Cat LaSalle art talent, which is full, grand oil paintings, which you cannot do in this space. One, there's not enough space, but 2, you don't want to oil paint where you live because of the fumes, and there is a toxic element to them. So
that's why I got all the greats, all the masters died young, y'all.
Yes.
It was they didn't have any fumigation and ventilation, rather, and they were drinking absinthe. It was a combination of all of the things.
Yes.
So
the goal is a dedicated, grand art space where Cat can be unleashed.
Retro.
Her talent can be unleashed.
What room will be dedicated to Cat merch manufacturing? We're gonna build, like I said, we have the White House. We have endless rooms in store. We're gonna establish one. That's gonna be our main base, our main factory quarters. So no, we are not moving to the White House. That's obviously goes without saying. That would be cool though. Not actually, but to have a life-size Millennium Falcon would be sick. Unfortunately, we're not there yet, but with slow steps, baby steps, like we said before, all roads lead to eventually having a plot of land large enough to house a life-size Millennium Falcon. There's gonna be a brewery in the new place for all the daytime drinking, right? So stop. Well, y'all know.
Yes, we're gonna have a tap for Cat's day drinking addiction. Yes.
Inside joke, not real. YouTube, don't demonetize this with all the beer you drink. All my flavored water, guys, that I've learned that I actually self-sabotaged with, because y'all remember I was crashing really hard after I would have that. I would go zoom like crazy. I would be on something, the copious amounts of caffeine that I didn't realize I was ingesting, and then I was crashing, and then I realized on stream live that we were ingesting more caffeine in a serving than an actual cup of coffee, and I was chugging that. It was hitting my bloodstream hardcore. Sorry everybody, I can't stay late today. Thank you for being here, Sal, though. Gotta head out. Glad that you guys are doing okay, and it's awesome to see and hear from everybody. Thank you, Sal, for being here.
See you, Sal.
For our long-awaited return, thank you all for being here. Shout out, and as always, to our top rankers in the chat, or if you're lurking and not, if you lurk in the shadows, we love you too. If you don't engage in the chat, we love you all. We missed you all, the holy shnikes. So part of me was thinking, you know, this move is going to be a rapid turnaround. I don't know if we'll divulge the dates. Alice was mentioning vlogs. We could potentially have some very exciting vlogs in the works, because right now, pending our schedule, the way things pull through, if they do pull through, we will be traversing our current car across the country, and making some pit stops along the way in, depending on which route we take, states that neither of us have ever been. National parks, cool locations, stuff like that. And so that will be vlogs like crazy. A vlog goldmine. Y'all are gonna be sick of me. Again, pending Shotguns and Baja Blast.
That's
what we need for you guys. We need a Baja Blast on tap. Oh my god.
Ooh, that would be good. That would be good.
That's genius.
But there is a likely shot that there will be a crossing the entire United States vlog, which, for those who don't know, is like 3,000 miles. So,
Chopper, don't bother stopping here. Ooh, Grand Canyon, maybe Stanley's, maybe. We have, you know what, plugs for, help vote for the routes that we might take, y'all. We have a northern route, a southern route, a Midwestern / Indiana's worth. Chopper. No, it's not. Y'all have Hoosiers, right? Is that an Indiana thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hoosiers?
Yes.
The basketball school?
Yes. You got something. Yes.
The Boilermakers?
Isn't that where Purdue is?
Yeah.
Yes. You have things.
Yeah.
Execute Route 66 vlog. Exactly. What's up, Ronan? Good to see you.
Ronan.
It looks like you've been up to some exciting stuff from what I've seen on the Twitterverse. I hope you're doing well. If you want a good detour north, come to Chicago. And that's what we're favoring, potentially, Sean, because the northern route would be definitely cooler than the southern.
Yeah, I've done some mapping. Done some mapping of northern, central, and southern. The fastest you can do the drive, the fastest you can do it from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. is like 40 hours. Takes 40 hours of driving. That's the fastest you can do it. So the central route is kind of like along that, where it would be like 40-ish hours of driving, which is a lot. But there's these other routes that we've plotted, like to go down towards the south, like go, through, like Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, like down that way. And then the northern route, which is like go into Northern California and then go up through Utah and Wyoming and the Dakotas, and then go out that way. So we'll see what happens. But it is likely that there will be a driving across the entire continental United States vlog, which will be
unless I do what Retro suggests,
which is,
in which case you'll be very confused when you wake up in the car and see the London Eye in front of you. I'm going to take my shift and I will
to London.
Traverse.
Interesting.
I'm going to get us on a ferry that magically gets us across the pond, across the Atlantic Ocean. First off, we have to achieve.
Technically, you could do without a ferry. But you have to wait until winter and then go up
when the ice caps are
to
frozen,
Alaska, and then cross the Bering Strait when it's frozen from Alaska into Russia. And then I don't think there's not a road, so you're driving across the frozen ice. You get into Russia, and then I think it's an island that's right there, so then you'd have to cross more frozen ice to get into Russia, like mainland Russia, and then drive across the entirety of Asia and the entirety of Europe into France, and then take the tunnel. So it technically could be possible. Maybe.
Float across the ocean in a box like Madagascar. Or I'll do that, Daddy Josh.
But that would be more than 40 hours of driving.
And I would be seasick as frick.
It's frozen.
One thing y'all don't know about me.
Driving on ice.
Not if I take Daddy Josh's suggestion and we float across in a box. Welcome back to another geography lesson where Kat's brain cannot comprehend what Tom's trying to explain to her. This has turned into a new segment, quite a new recurring theme on this podcast. Bro is right. It's science. Or, not do that. Yeah, what if the ice caps fall through? Because all of this is meant to be part of my surprise of just my means to an end of getting us to the United Kingdom so I can live out my fantasy and dream of living in London. Hypothetically, you're supposed to be asleep for all of this. And I'm going to be behind the wheel. If you take the long way around. Exactly, Stanley. So, this would entail you being asleep for days, if not weeks. And what happens when I accidentally drive over a crack in the ice and we just fall through?
I'd probably wake up immediately. So it'll be freezing cold.
And then we have to
walk.
Swim or walk.
Walk the ice.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote no.
Ride a polar bear.
We live on a floating rock, and it gives me motion sickness every day, Major Fartigas. My brain, I literally cannot think about that, or it does freak me out. The concept that we are actually spinning so freaking fast. I've seen those little virtual demonstrations of like actually the speed at which the globe is constantly turning.
Mm-hmm.
It's alarming.
Yeah.
How fast we are actually moving at all times, y'all.
The equator of the Earth is like 12,000 miles, which means the entire Earth rotates in 24 hours, which is 12,000 miles circumference of rotation in 24 hours. That's fast.
What speed is that? We would need a tauntaun exactly, Chopper. They have those.
I'll calculate it.
They have those.
I'll calculate it.
Or just figure out what freighter leaves from Long Beach that needs to go east via the Panama Canal, destination EU. Exactly. There are alternatives that do not require us to risk our lives in the icy, frozen tundra.
It's like 500 miles an hour is what the Earth spins at.
Jesus, y'all, we're moving that fast?
Yeah.
If
Roughly.
I think about that.
It's probably a little more. If you assume the equator of the Earth is 12,000 miles, which is close, but it's not exactly what it is. And a 24-hour day, 12,000 divided by 24 is 500 miles an hour. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna not think about that. I also hate looking on a globe to see, like, where we are located, because I hate the concept of. My brain just can't compute. What if you're on the bottom of the globe? You're like upside down.
Yeah, so the Earth spins. That's another good question.
I hate that.
The fastest rotation of the Earth is at the equator because it's got the
So they're
largest
really on the gravitron down there.
Yeah, but at the poles, you're not spinning. The Earth isn't spinning where you're at. But it's the same level of inertia.
1,000 miles per hour at the equator. Holy shnikes, they are on the gravitron.
So,
how do you not feel that?
So,
oh my god.
So
we are falling through space right now.
And the
how did this turn into
is orbiting the sun, and the sun is orbiting the center of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way is orbiting the center of something, whatever our cluster is, and that cluster is orbiting the center of whatever the cluster of clusters is. Everything's moving. Everything's moving. Everything. But we don't feel it.
Constantly.
Because it's always moving. If the Earth just like stopped, then we'd be dead.
We'd get whiplash.
And all the buildings on Earth would just fly, and trees, and everything would just cease to exist.
What about when you're flying on a plane? How the frick does that work?
You're moving faster than the spin of the Earth. It's like when you're driving a car. When you're walking. The speed of things is relative to the speed of the Earth. So technically, like if you're on the equator and it's spinning 1,000 miles an hour, and you're walking at 1 mile an hour, you're technically walking relative to the relative to the point not on the Earth. You're walking at 1,001 mile an hour. But we just say 1 mile an hour because we're saying we're walking 1 mile an hour relative to the speed of the rotation of the Earth, which is 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, based on whoever said that. So it's all about relativity, which is why, like, if you're for any engineers and you take dynamics, like if you have an engineering degree, you're probably going to have to take a dynamics course. And dynamics is all about like relative motion of things, which is this thing's moving in one spot relative to this other thing moving in this other spot. The way you describe the speed and the position is all about a relative frame and a reference frame. So like when you say, oh, the car's driving 60 miles an hour, it's you assume that the Earth is still and it's not moving. And if you're just standing there watching the car, you say, oh yeah, the car went 60 miles an hour past me. But if you're in a car going 60 miles an hour next to a car that's also going 60 miles an hour, you look at that car and you're like, oh, that car's not moving at all. But the reality is, relative to the Earth, both cars are moving 60 miles an hour. But relative to each other, they're not moving at all. But relative to the inertial reference frame, those cars, if they're on the equator, are technically going 1,060 miles an hour.
Do y'all remember that time Tom accused me of shutting my brain off purposely while he speaks? I didn't compute any of that. Sorry. To quote Major Fart again, he said earlier. Anyways, yeah, this balance, y'all see how this functions here. We have the duality. We have the creative side, but I am basically a functional illiterate up here, and then we have whatever all that was. Listen, I've explained to y'all. I explained in a paint stream some of my lore. I think one of the reasons Tom is so adept at this stuff is because your mom is a big physics slash this is her area of expertise. And as I have explained to y'all in the past, part of our lore, part of our canon is that she taught at our high school, and I specifically did not take her class because I didn't want her to discover that I was stupid.
You're not stupid.
Well, my brain just shut off.
It's just because you haven't learned it. But if you learn it, it makes sense. It's just how.
What if I don't want to learn it? What if I don't want to? See, like, you try to explain to me how planes fly, and I'm just like, I'm better not knowing.
We can talk about that.
No.
Oh.
What I really need to know is how a cruise ship stays afloat, but that is another.
One word.
We could take a cruise ship. That's how I'll drive our car onto a cruise, and we will take a cruise to London. Like, way to bring it full circle. That's how we're going to end up there, Retro. My brain is 500 miles per hour behind the earth right now. Exactly. So, anyway, this is a crazy tangent from what the actual announcement of today was. But yes, crazy things in store. What is this going to mean for content? Yes, more vlogs, depending on what happens between now and our move window, which is going to be approaching rapidly. And I... Derek, sorry. You know, I had big plans for this year's Reactober. My hope, y'all, is that we are going to be settled and locked and ready to go by the time that rolls around. That September might be a wash. August might also be a little bit of a wash. July was already, we blipped off the face of the channel. Can we get a White House story? Yes, when we move into the White House, Retro, I will do a full, we will vlog that.
Yep.
What about the acting, Cat? Good question, Patrick Kelly. Good, very prevalent question. Very valid question. Admittedly, acting has taken a bit of a back burner position for me. What is up, T-Money? Good to see you. For the past few years, and as I mentioned in the paint streams, when I was doing full throttle, pedal to the metal acting 100% of the time, like full time, basically trying to. And when I say full time acting, I mean really making no money at all and being broke, because that is unfortunately the plight of an aspiring actor. Painting and artwork had to take a back seat. And so my kind of goals, this is honestly coinciding with my vision / goals of what I'm pivoting back to, which is the artwork and doing that in tandem, integrating that as part of an actual staple of this channel, and the content and the paint streams, making those like regular, we had them as weekly segments here. That would be epic. But then maybe actually having some, as we discussed, you know, doing commissioned pieces, which I am still going to be doing, y'all. Daddy Josh, literally amen to you. Thanks for not giving up on me. If you know, you know, and I am going to achieve that. That is on my to-do list of knocking over Luke Skywalker and almost Director Krennic. But Luke, before we depart,
from your elbow.
I will be finishing what I owe you, Daddy Josh. But yes, October is where it's at, and that might be where it's at on this channel after we land in our next settlement of our just conquest of the United States from one coast to the next.
Yep. But so, the reality is that acting at this point in time is a very most of it can be done virtually. The entire audition process nowadays is entirely virtual. It's all virtual, and if the reality is, if there are casting directors, whatnot, if they see talent from wherever they are, the whole auditioning process can be done remotely. And that's your entire experience with the industry.
Yes, yeah.
And then if there's a job, then a lot of jobs will offer, you know, travel and room and board if, you know, if the role is big enough. So, I mean, acting is certainly not closed.
No, by no means.
For any potential casting directors out there that might be watching this,
yes,
have their eye on Kat.
We are not closing up shop. No. But good question, Patrick. And a lot of you guys have asked me about that, and I just haven't really updated because truth is I've been in a limbo stage, putting acting on pause intentionally because, as I said, when I was doing that full pedal to the metal, I was not reconnected with my artwork. And so that's become... My focus has shifted to art because, as I explained in the paint streams and whatnot, there's more control there. And so that is a nice incentive of, hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can move into a larger space where we can dedicate a separate room for the cat cave and a separate room for the studio room, and really amplify my production for the paint streams and whatnot, and create more just even reels or short form content of progress pieces and stuff, and ramp up my artistic presence in tandem with the reactions aren't going anywhere. October is about to be, I'm trying, y'all. Like, I really want to keep building upon what we had last Reactober. I can't believe we're already back. I've only just barely recovered from... Sometimes I go back and just watch the jump scares of those videos, and I don't know how I was functioning that month. I was genuinely on thin ice, just emotionally, because at every corner I was literally doing that thing where you just like turn out the lights and run to your room and slam the door shut and run and get under your bed. I was like staying up looking outside of our peephole into like just like doing crazy scared behaviors, and a separate room for the blood pudding. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, like I said, I don't want to jinx anything because there could be things in motion, but if those things in motion come to fruition and actually work out in our favor, the cat cooks content is about to be ramped the frick up, because granted, anything is better than our current kitchen situation, which you guys really see. That's it. The totality of what you guys see in frame is basically the totality of our current state. And October is a month of no sleep for me, Chop. Exactly. I was a little bit worried for you during the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't start putting in requests now, y'all, for this time around. I feel more brave. I feel like I can conquer a little bit more, but I started the Scaredy Cat series on the channel and only ended up doing like 3 of those, even though I kind of told myself it was going to be a monthly installment so that I was going to continue building my tolerance, not letting it dip by the wayside for October. But maybe we got to just go in October with a factory reset and hold off on the horror content until then, so that we can just let it shock our systems yet again. So all of this is to say, bear with us, because there's going to be another bit of a wonky phase here on the channel, but it's going to be exciting. It's just going to be a little bit, you know, sad. Like you were saying, this is really where the channel took off. So many memories and highlights have been made here. It is crazy when you go back and look at the first videos I made after we freshly moved here into this space. Yeah, and the walls were bare.
It's
and
evolved.
Like, this is also courtesy to so many of you guys. Like, half of that collection back there is not our own doing, and it's so funny. I sometimes just go back and rewatch and see how barren the room was. There's like an echo in here. And I was obviously so much, like, I look back on some of those videos and I'm like, I was so little, so young, didn't know what I was doing. And so it is gonna be sad. It is gonna be crazy to change. What's the scariest movie I ever watched? Probably the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, I explained to you guys also The Call with Halle Berry. I went on a whole rant about that film because it scarred me for life, and I can never freaking rewatch it again. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is scary in its own right, but during that, I was like, okay, I feel like I could find ways to avoid positioning myself in this type of scenario in real life. That movie, The Call with Halle Berry, hits way differently if you are a small kidnappable girl. And unfortunately, I fit that demographic. So somebody said that Tony Gilroy is potentially putting, Mattress Matt says that he thinks a Star Wars horror project is in the works. They just have to recreate Ewok Hunt. That is Star Wars horror right there.
That is horror. I haven't played Ewok Hunt in forever.
Because it's scary!
Forever.
It's terrifying.
That game mode is horrifying.
But yes. Anyways. So yes. I'm glad y'all are equally hyped for what October brings. I think hopefully, if the way our schedule looks like it might be shaping up, we will be locked in by Reactober. But that's just to give you a clue of how quickly this turnaround is going to be.
Yeah, pretty much all of this has transpired within the last month. So, literally in the last Dork Discourse that we did, we had no idea any of this was happening. And here we are.
Were in a purgatory state. We were still in a state of limbo. We were in a different form of limbo, maybe teetering on this could be happening. Because you had alluded to, you came to that episode, I remember you were super swamped after a day of work, and you were explaining that your brain was just going a million miles an hour, and you had said something. We had dropped hints like there could be things in store.
Okay,
things
yeah. I guess that was
the scenes.
Okay. But it has heavily evolved since then. So,
yes, it is official. Would a PO box be official still? Oh yes, I gotta send you war crime artifacts. Good point, Chopper. Yes, I'm obviously going to have to cancel the PO box here, but I don't see any reason why I couldn't open a new one.
Yep.
Over in the DC vicinity. So don't worry, that's not going to go anywhere. And I look forward to your artifacts shop. Although the sentiment always rings true. Y'all do not have to feel obligated by any means to send something over there. So this will probably be the final month of the PO box existing here. That said, if you would rather just wait until I have more certainty, by all means, that is okay too. I too have experienced a significant life-altering change. I bought a new phone that is life-altering, retro. Genuinely very life-altering, especially if you change the size of the phone, if you changed brands, if you went from Apple to Samsung. That is altering.
To Motorola?
Motorola. Those are about as relevant as a BlackBerry these days, no? Am I wrong?
It was a joke. That's why I said it. So anyway, back to Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, people were talking about it earlier. Someone said, Wildcat types poll. Someone said that like it wasn't great, but it was still fun. And it was still a good time watching it. That's kind of how I feel. Like the first one, beginning to end, was like a much more consistent like story. This one was like, especially the second half, was just like pure chaos. And literally like the top 20 professional golfers of all time are cameoed in this thing, alongside, I mean, a handful of other totally random people, from NFL players to rappers to musical artists. So it was crazy, totally crazy. But I mean, like I said, I was laughing the whole time, and it was a good time, and I enjoyed it. Is it as iconic and memorable as the first one? No, I don't think so. But that was also 30 years of nostalgia baked into it.
I genuinely...
You even like the first Happy Gilmore?
Yes!
You do? Okay.
Hence why I feel like this did not need to be made. Proposed poll of the evening. You may fire when ready, y'all. Should we take the long route to London? Yes, go across the frozen tundra. Yes, float in a box. Or yes, take a cruise ship there. I like that the frozen tundra route is winning. Frozen box that's inspired by Daddy Josh, the reference to Madagascar. And cruise ship, if y'all want to know, another part of my lore is that I have a deep fear of those as well. And I expressed that I get seasickness. So, no, I think Happy Gilmore 2 was genuinely perhaps the biggest waste of money I have ever seen. And
waste of money. It's on Netflix.
Waste of money? Do you want me to pull up the budget? Yes.
Oh. Like waste of
How much
okay. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant waste of consumer money.
No, we didn't have to necessarily pay. Happy Gilmore 2 had a budget of approximately $30 to $40 million. That seems a little, well, and maybe it showed. That doesn't
12 million in 1996, taking into account inflation, is probably cheaper.
Didn't you say that Adam Sandler got paid?
Yeah, he has a massive deal with Netflix.
Oh, so this was all part of...
Yeah, he's a massive deal with Netflix.
Holy shnikes!
Yeah, so he got $250 million in this deal with Netflix for 4 films.
They're making more Happy Gilmores, or just other films with him?
Other movies, yeah.
Thank God, please no.
Was in the
part of that
second
bundle.
Slate of yeah.
Oh God.
So, Mr. Gilmore got a fat paycheck for Happy Gilmore 2.
I believe that belongs to Mr. Gilmore. No, I genuinely thought it was, granted, I should disclose. I perhaps wasn't giving it a fighting chance because we decided to watch it the day that we landed back in Los Angeles after I had been on the East Coast for an entire month, so my jet lag was real. And we put it on at like 8 p.m. So at that point, my internal clock thought it was 11 p.m. So I was falling asleep during most of it. But my argument, Your Honor, is that if it had been more riveting and worth watching, I would have stayed awake. Harry Smith, what's up? Oh my gosh, it is very late for you. I've watched your vids for 2 years now. LOL, I hope you're all good. Oh my gosh, I hope you're good, Harry. Thanks for being here. Holy shnikes, I hope we're not keeping you up. Dedication. Oh my gosh, Abel's here too. Hi, Kat. I just want to drop in and say I'm glad you're doing well and excited for your next chapter. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy to see you. I agree, Kat. We didn't need a sequel. Thank you, Emery's. Thank you. I thought it was just... I also just cannot stand... Can I say something extremely controversial? Who was... Yes, as Tom listed off, this kind of just felt like a crazy... cash grab. Let's fit as many celebrity cameos in here as we possibly can, even beyond the world of relevance to golf. LOL Cavers here, what's up? Thank you, Daddy Josh, so much. Our number 2 ranker. Let's go. Best of luck with the move, y'all, and thanks for the stream. Thank you, Daddy Josh, for being a loyal citizen of our community.
Yes. A loyal ranker.
A loyal ranker. And I think that's why I was just scratching my brain, and here's my hot take. And this might sound offensive, I don't care. Coming from an actor's standpoint, especially an aspiring actor standpoint, and knowing how many struggling working actors there are who are fledglings in their careers just trying to get a big break, I think cameos, why is Travis Kelce cameoing in a golf movie other than for the 2 seconds of shock value that it added? What's his purpose there? I'm not saying this about any of the actual relevant golfers. And as you were saying, I think the film scratched the surface of a larger, interesting moral between...
It totally did.
The world of golf as it is, and you have these new leagues opening that are arguably very questionable, and it has kind of pitted the old against the new, and there is this very real, relevant argument happening in the world of golf today about whether you stay with the traditional or go the Happy Gilmore route. You know, that's kind of what Tiger Woods is doing with his league that he opened. It's like that indoor simulation thing, and you can drink, and they're playing music, and it's team-based, so it's fun. Like, the kind of current reinvention of golf versus should it remain true to its roots. But is the only way that it can survive if you add all this shock value and people can drink alcohol while you're there.
People
made a good
drink
point.
at PGA Tour event.
I know, but
I mean, not
it's
players,
actually, you know,
but...
in like a stadium setting, and there's strobe lights, and it's like you're at the club. It's different now. I think you are right, and it had an interesting kind of thesis on a larger actual moral dilemma in the world of golf currently. So I'm not saying any of the golfer cameos were irrelevant, and I think arguably they were some of the best ones. Who was it? Scotty Scheffler? Yeah. Who they depicted in the jail cell? Hang on a second. I didn't even clock that. That is tea. Yeah, that is crazy. He was the best. Okay, here's my hot take. I cannot stand...
Bob Barker had a crucial role in the first Happy Gilmore. Has nothing to do with golf.
Yeah, and he was good.
He was fist fighting Bob Barker.
Yes, and he was one of the most iconic parts of the movie, and it's Bob Barker. And he was integrated in a fashion of, this is a celebrity, the Pro-Am, right?
Yeah.
I'll circle this back. This is not a knock on any of the actual golfers who are in the film. This is a knock on coming from, as a viewer who knows what it's like and has seen so many talented young actors in the trenches looking to make a breakthrough, a big break. It's infuriating to see, why is Travis Kelce playing this role? Why is Eminem playing this role? It just kind of felt like Adam Sandler and all his besties, or anybody who maybe schmoozed him enough to get a 2-second cameo in this movie that didn't need it. It like cheapened it. It's like the first Happy Gilmore wasn't reliant on, it was like a cameo. I couldn't even keep track of them. Yeah. By the end of it, and it was just so irrelevant. Post Malone, like, just, that could have been a role. There were endless roles. The casting directors were on one for this movie because there were so many different frickin' parts to cast. And they were clearly just given to all of Adam Sandler's... Listen. I am an Adam Sandler stan. I love Happy Gilmore. I love The Waterboy. I love, oh my gosh, what's that movie that he did with the Sprouse twins when they were like children? Oh my god, what is that movie? Big Daddy. I love Adam Sandler. Grown-ups, like, I love Adam Sandler content. So I am by no means a hater. I'm more so coming from the point of, what was the point of all these cameos? And I'm sorry, but they're not good actors. The only one who I'm a fan of is Bad Bunny.
Good acting.
Bad Bunny can carry his weight, and he actually has a pretty decent portfolio in like film and television. Bad Bunny. He was the only one. I'm so sorry. That's my stance. It's like, this could have been huge door opening opportunities to cast a new actor in some of these roles.
Some of the major roles, like the dude leading the other tour was the guy from Oppenheimer. The scientist from Oppenheimer was the guy who was leading.
Benny Safdie?
Yeah.
He is not a new up-and-coming actor.
I didn't know him until Oppenheimer. That's only the second thing I've ever seen.
He has a huge
And then
career.
Chubbs' son.
Okay,
they could have cast, like they cast Eminem in Nail in the Head guy's son. They could have cast like someone. I saw someone say that Tiger Woods should have been Chubbs' son.
Yeah, why wasn't he involved?
I don't know. Well, his face was involved.
That they lost me when Eminem got eaten alive by those alligators. That is genuinely when I tapped out. Because there was nothing in the first Happy Gilmore that was beyond the realm of possibility like that.
Alligators?
Yes, he was punching them and he was fighting it. But it's not like a pedestrian civilian audience member got eaten alive by one of them and they all just moved on with it. Like, it was just so beyond the realm of possibility for my brain.
I mean, the whole second half of the movie was going against golfers who literally surgically enhanced themselves.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Char. Spoilers, y'all.
To make them superhuman. So it was much more fantastical than the first one.
Hang on a second. Nail on the Head guy's son, he's like a famous freaking NBA player. Star.
Yeah, that's right. Oh no, who was I thinking of then?
Is that Boban?
Eminem. No, Eminem was Jackass guy's son. Yeah.
Yes, because that was the guy in John Wick.
Bill Bond.
John Wick.
Yeah, that was Nail on the Head guy's son. Yeah. So the NBA player, NFL player, rapper, pop star.
Boban. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
100 100 professional golfers. But yeah, I mean, someone said it perfectly. Netflix gave Adam Sandler millions of dollars and was like, have fun, make a movie. And he did. But he did cast his actual daughter as his daughter in the movie.
Daughters. He has two, and the one who is his actual character daughter, but the girl who was also in the AA group with him.
I didn't know
that's
that.
why that joke at the end when he was like, it's almost like you could be my own kid. And it's like, well, it's because she is.
Because see, that's so wholesome.
Yes, and
so sweet.
You know, I'm glad to see that he uses his influence to help open doors for them too. You know, I have no complaints with that, and I'm not. I have no complaints in that regard. I'm just like, why is Eminem playing that? I'm so sorry. I really just thought it was the biggest, just waste. Just, I'm so sorry, and it just made me want to rewatch Happy Gilmore 1 to relive.
You're never going to beat the first Happy Gilmore. That first Happy Gilmore is an absolute perfection piece of cinema. So good.
I know, and I want to rewatch it to savor what was. Yeah. I will say there were parts where I was actually cracking up. Like there were some great zingers throughout it, but then it just got more and more.
I agree.
Crazy.
I agree. The craziness just completely ramped up.
And here's something else that I thought we were maybe kind of done with because people have voiced enough public criticism towards this trope. And spoiler alert, the premise is Happy Gilmore has since retired after some crazy shit happens in his golf career that forces him to kind of they tanked him so far. I hate that trope of I understand you have to create a redemption arc. Why does that always have to be the designated sequel character arc for the main hero of let's tank them as far down to the bottom of literally rock bottom as far as we possibly can. I'm sorry. I mean, this is a life update stream, and here I am being like, why did they have to do that to Happy Gilmore?
If I killed you with a golf ball,
spoiler!
I would be pretty.
I'm just saying.
I'd be pretty down in the dumps.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that was just a crazy. It was just. I personally am. My own personal taste. I am not a fan of that trope of you have to completely demoralize and destroy the reputation and everything about your lead character years down the line. Some voiced this in Indiana Jones. You know, they kind of reopened his character for the latest installment, and it shows that he's kind of just deteriorated, and it's like, I don't want to see the hero like this. No. Oh, and he has a redemption arc too. Great. It's like, I'm at rock bottom. I don't need to see Happy Gilmore at rock bottom. Anyways, majority of y'all voted for us to take the cruise ship to London. So you know what? I'm going to see you there, Retro. That is our... stay tuned. I'm so sorry. I just spoiled like the whole thing for you guys.
Chop, it's definitely worth the watch. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. So anyone who hasn't seen it, you should absolutely watch it. Because it is funny. It is a funny...
For sure.
Genuinely, I was laughing the whole time.
Happy didn't call for. Y'all will see that reference. Yeah. Anyways, that was a crazy way to wrap up this life update. Kat kidnaps Tom and brings him to Britain. Tom becomes president, and Kat misplaces her brain for 10 minutes, and Kat becomes a media critic. What a stream. And suddenly a golf world professional, because here I am like, the underlying moral is a great commentary on the current... Listen, y'all, I divulged myself to be a little bit of a soccer nerd to you guys, and I feel this way about golf too, because I'm personally more interested in some of the things happening in the golf world than you are. You fell asleep during those documentaries.
Because you just want to know the beef between the players.
Yeah, I just like the drama
and the beef. And this was a nice coming together of all those people with the beef, and they came together with the different professional lives, and they came together to defeat the evil surgery golfers. So it was nice. It was nice.
And I gotta say, Scotty Scheffler's acting is really great. He could have a whole When he retires, his, because that's one thing too. I'm sorry, but some people don't try to bring in people who are in another line of work to try to get them to act, because it doesn't always work out. Scotty Scheffler, I think you could have a career ahead of you if golf falls through. Does he literally have a master's jacket? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best golfer on the planet.
Yeah.
So,
but if that changes,
he doesn't need another career.
Anyways,
probably.
Very random way to end this, but we're gonna wrap up this return to Dork Discourse. We'll be back maybe next week because our schedule isn't gonna get too hectic just yet, and next week will be our 100th episode. Ooh, I did think 100. Maybe should we save it and like start our 100th episode as like welcome to the new space, but it's gonna be a little bit longer until that happens. So.
I have an idea for what we should do for the 100th episode.
Okay. I don't know what it is. Is the punishment wheel coming out? Oh god. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and for joining us, y'all. To everybody who showed up and showed out, as always, if you were interacting in the chat, our top rankers, my members, thank you so much. Shout out. And if you're lurking in the shadows and just chilling and not interacting in the chat, but just listening, oh dear god, we're gonna have some punishments or rewards. I don't know. Remains to be seen.
This is not the reward wheel. This is the punishment wheel. And for those who were on the McBot streams from a while ago now, that's where this punishment wheel was born. And that's gonna be fun for 100 of Dork Discourse.
That's not blood pudding. Maybe we'll put it on the punishment wheel for a church. Bring the wheel, yes.
Daddy Josh knows.
Also, thank you for your membership for 34 months. Thank you all for being here. Let's give a shout out to this is crazy new feature here. Our top final rankings are Danny, Daddy Josh, Sean. Yeah. But you guys are all top rankers in my heart.
Yes.
Watermelon PTS.
Danny with the almost $50 super chat. Danny, you are a legend. Absolute legend.
Y'all are so generous, all of you, for being here, and thank you guys all, everyone, once again, for all of your just well wishes and sending us good luck as we approach this next chapter, and for sending us, for all the condolences you guys have shared and everything to kind of close out this earliest chapter from this year. It has been a tumultuous one indeed. So many good things, though, sprinkled in. I really did rally during Andor and Celebration
and Tony Gilroy
watching the channel.
Seeing your reactions and getting to talk to Tony and
yes, a lot of good things sprinkled in, and a lot of exciting things to come. So savor this backdrop for now, folks, until we have to reset everything up in a new one. Just a few short weeks, perhaps. We'll see. We don't know. That's why things are so vague. We don't actually have a schedule yet. So I wish I could give a more concrete answer as to how long it will be and exactly when the content might drop off, but don't sink the movie truck, guys. Don't worry. I don't think I'm gonna drive us over the tundra route. So don't have to worry about that. Yeah. That would really be a life update video. So hopefully we don't have several life update videos within the span of a few months. On that note, thank you guys so very much for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, 3 a.m., wherever you may be. And we shall see you guys again.
Start thinking of punishments.
Oh, God. Very, very soon. Until then, bye, friends.
Adios. Have a good evening, everyone.